Ansul systems are fire suppression systems specifically designed for commercial kitchens that address Class K or cooking fires. To understand these systems, it is important to know where to find reliable information. Several resources are available. Firstly, the Ansul Fire Protection website, which is Ansul.com, provides detailed information about their products and systems. Secondly, the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, offers standards such as NFPA 17A, which is the standard for wet chemical extinguishing systems, and NFPA 17, which is the standard for dry chemical extinguishing systems. Thirdly, Underwriters Laboratories, or UL, through its website UL.com, provides information on fire safety systems, including those relevant to commercial kitchens. Lastly, your local fire code officials or building inspectors can provide guidance on local requirements and regulations related to Ansul systems. Code books also contain relevant information. The International Fire Code, or IFC, includes information in Chapter 9, which pertains to fire extinguishing systems, and specifically Section 904, which addresses Ansul systems. The National Fire Protection Code, or NFPA 10, also includes information in Chapter 4 regarding extinguishing systems, and Section 4.10, which addresses Ansul systems. Key information about Ansul systems includes firstly their purpose, which is to automatically or manually suppress Class K fires, which are cooking fires involving grease, fats, and oils. Secondly, the agents they use, which are wet or dry chemicals that create a soapy foam that smothers the fire, preventing it from reigniting. Thirdly, the components of these systems, typically including heat-activated sprinklers or nozzles, chemical storage tanks, a release mechanism, and a network of piping and distribution. Fourthly, codes and standards dictate that Ansul systems must be designed, installed, and maintained according to NFPA 17A or NFPA 17, as well as local fire codes. Fifthly, regular inspection and maintenance is crucial to ensure the system functions properly when needed. Specifically, Ansul systems are designed to combat Class K fires, which involve cooking oils, fats, and grease, commonly found in commercial kitchens. The system works by dispensing a specific extinguishing agent, either wet or dry chemical, onto the cooking appliance or surface. These agents are formulated to quickly knock down flames and create a soapy foam layer that prevents reignition by smothering the fuel source and cooling the surrounding area. The systems can be activated manually or automatically depending on the design and configuration. Manual activation typically involves pulling a lever or handle, while automatic activation relies on heat-sensitive detectors that trigger the system when a fire is detected. Ansul systems include several important components. These components work together to detect, suppress, and contain fires effectively. Heater-activated nozzles or sprinklers are positioned strategically above cooking appliances to discharge the extinguishing agent directly onto the fire. Chemical storage tanks hold the supply of extinguishing agent, whether it is a wet or dry chemical formulation. The release mechanism is responsible for dispensing the extinguishing agent from the storage tanks to the nozzles or sprinklers upon activation. Piping and distribution networks connect the storage tanks to the nozzles or sprinklers, ensuring the agent is delivered efficiently to the designated areas. The design, installation, and maintenance of Ansul systems are governed by specific codes and standards. NFPA 17A, the standard for wet chemical extinguishing systems, and NFPA 17, the standard for dry chemical extinguishing systems, provide detailed requirements for the system design, installation, testing, and maintenance. These standards address aspects such as agent selection, nozzle placement, piping configurations, and inspection frequencies. Local fire codes may also impose additional requirements or restrictions on Ansul systems, so it is essential to consult with local authorities and qualified professionals to ensure compliance. Regular inspection and maintenance are critical for ensuring the reliability and effectiveness of Ansul systems. Inspection should be conducted by qualified personnel at specified intervals, typically monthly, quarterly, and annually, to verify the system is in proper working order. Maintenance tasks may include checking the agent level in the storage tanks, inspecting the nozzles and piping for obstructions, testing the release mechanism, and verifying the system is free from damage or corrosion. Records of inspections and maintenance activities should be maintained for compliance and documentation purposes. When working with Ansul systems, it is important to seek guidance from qualified professionals and refer to the manufacturer's instructions. The manufacturer provides specific information about their products, including installation guidelines, maintenance procedures, and troubleshooting tips. Consulting with a qualified fire protection professional ensures that the system is properly designed, installed, and maintained in accordance with applicable codes and standards. Additional tips for working with Ansul systems include: firstly, contacting the manufacturer or a qualified fire protection professional for specific information and guidance on Ansul systems. Secondly, referring to the codebook and manufacturer's instructions for proper installation and maintenance procedures. Thirdly, considering training staff on the operation and maintenance of Ansul systems in case of an emergency. Proper training ensures that employees are familiar with the system's operation, know how to respond in the event of a fire, and can perform basic maintenance tasks to keep the system in optimal condition. Remember, regular inspection and maintenance, combined with proper training and adherence to codes and standards, are essential for ensuring that Ansul systems provide reliable fire protection in commercial kitchens. By understanding the components, operation, and maintenance requirements of these systems, you can help prevent fires, protect property, and save lives. Ansul systems play a vital role in fire safety for commercial kitchens. By understanding these systems, you can work effectively to mitigate fire hazards and protect lives and property. Remember to consult with professionals and adhere to codes and standards to ensure the safety and effectiveness of Ansul systems. Ansul systems are crucial for suppressing fires in commercial kitchens, and understanding their operation, maintenance, and relevant codes is essential for fire safety. These systems are designed to extinguish Class K fires, which involve cooking oils, fats, and grease commonly found in these environments. The extinguishing agent used in Ansul systems can be either a wet or dry chemical, which works by creating a soapy foam layer that smothers the fire, preventing reignition by cooling the surrounding area and cutting off the oxygen supply. Activation can be manual by pulling a lever, or automatic, using heat-sensitive detectors. The key components include heat-activated nozzles or sprinklers, chemical storage tanks, release mechanisms, and piping networks, all designed to ensure the efficient delivery of the extinguishing agent. Adherence to standards like NFPA 17. NFPA 17, along with local fire codes, is crucial for the proper design, installation, and maintenance of these systems. Regular inspections and maintenance are vital for ensuring that Ansul systems function correctly when needed. These tasks should be performed by qualified personnel and include checking agent levels, inspecting nozzles and piping, testing release mechanisms, and verifying overall system integrity. Keep records of all inspections and maintenance for compliance purposes. Training staff on the operation and maintenance of Ansul systems is essential. This training should cover how the system works, how to respond during a fire, and how to perform basic maintenance tasks. This knowledge empowers employees to react effectively in an emergency, potentially preventing extensive damage and injuries. When working with Ansul systems, it is crucial to seek guidance from qualified fire protection professionals and consult the manufacturer's instructions for the specific system being used. These resources provide detailed information on installation, maintenance, and troubleshooting. It is important to stay informed about the latest codes, standards, and best practices related to Ansul systems, as these can change over time. By taking a proactive approach to fire safety and understanding Ansul systems thoroughly, you can help minimize the risk of fires in commercial kitchens and create a safer environment for employees and customers. Understanding the specific codes and standards related to Ansul systems requires a deeper dive into NFPA 17. NFPA 17. NFPA 17 covers wet chemical extinguishing systems, which are commonly used in modern commercial kitchens due to their effectiveness in suppressing grease fires. This standard provides detailed specifications for system design, installation, testing, and maintenance, including the types of extinguishing agents that can be used, the placement of nozzles, the size and layout of piping, and the required inspection frequencies. NFPA 17 addresses dry chemical extinguishing systems, which are less common in modern kitchens but may still be found in some older installations. This standard provides similar specifications for system design, installation, testing, and maintenance, but it focuses on the use of dry chemical agents. Both standards emphasize the importance of proper system design to ensure that the extinguishing agent is discharged effectively and efficiently. This includes considering the size and layout of the kitchen, the types of cooking appliances being used, and the potential fire hazards present. Proper nozzle placement is also critical to ensure that the extinguishing agent is directed towards the areas most likely to experience a fire. The standards also specify the types of materials that can be used for piping and fittings to ensure they can withstand the pressures and temperatures associated with fire suppression. Regular testing and maintenance are essential for verifying that the system is in proper working order and that the extinguishing agent is at the correct level and has not expired. Testing should include functional tests of the release mechanism, flow tests to verify that the extinguishing agent is being discharged at the correct rate, and visual inspections of all system components. Maintenance should include replacing any worn or damaged parts, cleaning nozzles and piping, and recharging the system with fresh extinguishing agent as needed. In addition to NFPA 17 and NFPA 17, local fire codes may also impose additional requirements on Ansul systems. These requirements can vary depending on the jurisdiction and may include things like requiring specific types of systems, mandating more frequent inspections, or setting stricter limits on the amount of cooking oil that can be used in a kitchen. It is essential to consult with local fire officials and building inspectors to ensure that all applicable codes and regulations are being followed. Furthermore, proper training of kitchen staff is essential for ensuring the safety and effectiveness of Ansul systems. Staff should be trained on how to identify potential fire hazards, how to operate the Ansul system, and what to do in the event of a fire. Training should also include instructions on how to clean and maintain the system, as well as how to recognize signs that the system may need to be serviced. Regular refresher training should be provided to ensure that staff remain knowledgeable and competent. Overall, understanding the codes, standards, and best practices related to Ansul systems is essential for protecting commercial kitchens from the devastating effects of fire. By following these guidelines and working with qualified professionals, you can help ensure that your kitchen is a safe and compliant environment for employees and customers. The choice between wet and dry chemical Ansul systems depends on the specific needs of the kitchen. Wet chemical systems are generally preferred for modern kitchens due to their effectiveness in suppressing grease fires and their ability to cool the cooking surface, preventing reignition. The wet chemical agent reacts with the hot grease to form a soapy foam that smothers the fire and helps to contain it. Dry chemical systems, on the other hand, use a powdered agent that is effective in suppressing a wider range of fires, including those involving flammable liquids and electrical equipment. However, dry chemical agents can be more difficult to clean up after a fire and may not be as effective in preventing reignition of grease fires. When selecting an Ansul system, it is important to consider the types of cooking appliances being used, the volume of cooking oil being used, and the potential fire hazards present. A qualified fire protection professional can help you assess these factors and recommend the best type of system for your needs. In addition to selecting the right type of system, it is also important to ensure that the system is properly sized for the kitchen. The size of the system is determined by the number and size of the cooking appliances, as well as the potential fire hazards present. A system that is too small may not be able to effectively suppress a fire, while a system that is too large may be unnecessarily expensive and may create additional cleanup challenges. Proper installation of an Ansul system is also critical for its effectiveness. The system should be installed by a qualified technician who is familiar with the applicable codes and standards. The technician should ensure that the nozzles are properly positioned to cover all of the cooking appliances and that the piping is properly sized and routed. The technician should also test the system after installation to ensure that it is functioning properly. Regular inspection and maintenance of an Ansul system is essential for ensuring its continued effectiveness. The system should be inspected regularly by a qualified technician to ensure that all of the components are in good working order and that the extinguishing agent is at the correct level. The system should also be tested periodically to ensure that it is functioning properly. Any problems with the system should be repaired promptly. Finally, it is important to remember that an Ansul system is only one component of a comprehensive fire safety plan. A fire safety plan should also include things like fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, and evacuation procedures. All kitchen staff should be trained on the fire safety plan and should know what to do in the event of a fire. By taking these steps, you can help to protect your kitchen from the devastating effects of fire. Regular inspection and maintenance also include specific checks and procedures. Firstly, check the pressure gauge to ensure it is within the correct operating range. Secondly, inspect the nozzles for obstructions or damage. Thirdly, verify the pull station is accessible and functioning correctly. Fourthly, examine the cylinder for any signs of corrosion or leaks. Fifthly, confirm the system is free from any modifications or unauthorized alterations. Sixthly, review the inspection and maintenance records to ensure compliance. Seventhly, clean the nozzles and surrounding areas to remove any grease or debris. Eighthly, test the manual release to ensure proper operation. Ninthly, verify the fusible links are intact and properly positioned. Tenthly, check the piping and connections for any leaks or damage. Ansul systems are fire suppression systems commonly used in commercial kitchens to protect against grease and cooking fires. These systems use wet or dry chemical agents to extinguish fires quickly and prevent reignition. Understanding the components, operation, maintenance, and relevant codes is crucial for ensuring the system functions effectively. Components of an Ansul system include firstly, nozzles strategically placed above cooking appliances to dispense the extinguishing agent. Secondly, a tank containing the wet or dry chemical agent. Thirdly, a heat detection system that triggers the release of the agent. Fourthly, a manual pull station for manual activation of the system. Fifthly, piping that connects the tank to the nozzles. Sixthly, a control panel that monitors the system's status. Operation of an Ansul system involves firstly, heat from a fire melts a fusible link, triggering the system. Secondly, the extinguishing agent is released through the nozzles, blanketing the cooking surface. Thirdly, the agent cools the grease and prevents oxygen from reaching the fire. Fourthly, some systems also shut off gas or electrical power to the cooking appliances. Maintenance of an Ansul system includes firstly, regular inspections by a qualified technician. Secondly, checking the pressure gauge to ensure proper pressure. Thirdly, cleaning nozzles and replacing fusible links as needed. Fourthly, hydro-testing the tank periodically. Fifthly, recharging the system after a discharge. Relevant codes and standards for Ansul systems include firstly, NFPA 17, a standard for wet chemical extinguishing systems. Secondly, NFPA 96 standard for ventilation control and fire protection of commercial cooking operations. Thirdly, local fire codes and regulations.